Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly forecast for December 20 through the 26th. Happy birthday to those of you Sagittarius here towards the end of Sagittarius season. We're going to see what's coming up for the Sagittarius collective. And we're going to just basically be open to whatever messages Spirit has coming in for us here for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I feel like we need a couple more good shuffles here. One more. Alright, that feels good. That feels good. Alrighty, so we're going to start with your first card here. And the first card here is the Eight of Wands. Okay, this is really positive. This could indicate that some of you may be receiving some really good news in the coming week. I feel for some of you what the good news is that actually it's really good news, and that I feel like you recently received bad news, or you received word that something wasn't going to be able to work out, and I feel like you're hearing back again, and it's like, oh, guess what? Things changed, so now we're going to go ahead and move forward on that, or it's actually going to happen, or something got canceled and it's getting put back on again, or you were hoping that you were going to be able to go somewhere and you couldn't get your vacation time approved. And then they might come back and say, oh, hey, guess what? It's really slow. So why don't you go ahead and take that vacation time after all? Or maybe somebody was going to come out and visit and they told you that they can't make it. And then they're reaching out to you and they're saying, oh, guess what? Things changed. I actually can make it. So I feel like for some of you, this good news is actually a reversal of bad news. I don't know why I'm getting that vibe, but I'm getting that vibe. Eight of Wands can also indicate that blockages are removed and things are beginning to move forward quickly. I feel that some of you are getting your foot in the door in some kind of internship, or some kind of like beginning stages, or something very it could be a temp job that kind of came out of nowhere that feels very entry level, but you're going to actually move up pretty quickly. I feel like it's something that is going to go very quick for those of you who might be starting something new that feels very entry level to you. You're going to find yourself moving up pretty quickly, but in the beginning stages, it might seem very entry level, but over the next 3 months, I feel like there could be big changes and big advancements. I feel some of you are receiving good news in terms of like testing that you've taken, or exam you were waiting to pass, or you're taking a test this week and you're going to pass the test, you're going to do well. You might find out later that you actually blew everybody else out of the water, that you scored very high, like the highest score out of everybody taking that exam or that test. I feel that for some of you as well. Obviously, Eight of Wands can also indicate travel. Some of you may be having an opportunity to travel, and there's an element of passion, excitement, you know, just things that we're passionate about. So a lot of you might be feeling like you're finally getting some time to devote to something very meaningful to you, or something you're very exciting about. Some of you are very happy because you're getting to leave a job that you've been planning to leave for a long time, and you're finally getting to wrap things up and get out of there. You might be, the good news for some of you might be that they're telling you, hey, we gotta let people go. Does anybody want to volunteer and get a severance? That could be good news for some of you. Like, you're like, oh gosh, I finally get to get out of here, right? You may be like, oh, I volunteer as tribute, please, by all means, please. I'm happy to go and spare somebody else the opportunity so that they can stay. There could be something here where some of you are actually manifesting some kind of like severance and being able to leave a position that you feel has been very soul crushing or very draining for some of you. You're like, I'm finally free. Some of you are manifesting something like that. The next card that's coming up here for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, is the Ace of Cups. Now, Ace of Cups makes me very happy. I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot readings for love and romance. It's fun. I get it. I totally do. But if you're new to my channel, I don't focus on love and romance in the weekly forecasts. Sometimes it comes up and we'll talk about it in the weekly forecast. But I do a love reading once a month. And then on the weekly readings, I try to focus on you. I want it to be about you and less about other people and less about relationships, unless Spirit is like, we need to talk about that, you know, in that particular week. But I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love and romance, and Ace of Cups is like true love, falling in love, soulmate love. And by all means, you know, with this Eight of Wands here, some of you could very well be manifesting that, or being able to take time off or time away or travel with your honey, or, you know, see your person if it's been long distance. That could very well be happening for some of you with these two cards here together. However, on the non-romantic end of things, on the non-romantic side of things, I'm always super happy to see Ace of Cups, because for me in my readings, when Ace of Cups comes up, it's telling me that you have finally broken out of karmic cycles where you keep having the same disappointing thing happening to you time and time again. You're like, no matter how many times I change jobs, I end up working for the same, you know, crappy company. I end up in the same terrible situation. No matter how many times I make new friends, I end up with the same backstabbers. Or no matter how many times I might break up with somebody, or, you know, go to a new relationship, it's like I'm dating the same person, just in a different body, right? Sometimes we have these cycles that we just feel like we can't seem to break out of them. When I see the Ace of Cups, it's like you finally learned whatever lesson you were meant to learn. You've finally learned it, so you never have to repeat that cycle again. And you're like, you know what, universe? I have learned my lesson. I see the red flags. I see the common denominators. I understand now what to look out for so that I don't end up in this situation again. You know, I'm not going to be fooled again. Life is too short. I refuse to be unhappy, and I'm not going to allow space for this in my life ever again. I'm not going to entertain it. I'm not going to deal with it. I'm done. Next time I see it coming, I'm going to spot it from a mile away, and I'm going to turn and go the other direction. I am not doing this. The universe says, awesome, wonderful. Sagittarius is awake now. Sagittarius has their eyes open. Sagittarius no longer needs these painful, annoying, uncomfortable little pokes to wake them up. Now that Sagittarius is awake, Sagittarius is ready to learn through happiness, success, support, friendship, love, accomplishment, laughter, creativity, all the positive things. So now you're coming into a time of learning your karmic lessons in an enjoyable way. In a way that feels positive, in a way that feels good, in a way that is upbuilding instead of feeling destructive, right? And in class or in school, maybe you can remember when you were younger and you were in school, there were some teachers, all the kids were like, oh my God, please don't let me be in that teacher's class this year. I really hope I don't get that teacher, because they made everything miserable. But then there were other teachers that the kids were like, oh man, oh gosh, I really hope I get to be in that teacher's class. Oh, you got to be in that teacher's class. Oh, you're so lucky. I wanted to be in that teacher's class. It's the same grade. It's the same topics. It's the same subjects. One teacher makes it excruciating, and one teacher makes it a pleasure, makes it a joy, makes it fun. And so when I see the Ace of Cups, you're getting to transfer over into the fun class. That's what Ace of Cups means for me, right? Like, you still have lessons to learn, but now you get to learn them in a fun way, in a way that is building your confidence and giving you pleasurable experiences. I'm always super happy when I see Ace of Cups come up for somebody. And to especially have it following the Eight of Cups, this is happening very quickly. This is happening very solid, and the two of these cups together give me a sense and a feeling that a lot of you feel like you're finally getting your fire back. And you're a fire sign, and maybe even though you're a fire sign, Sagittarius, a lot of you just felt like that fire had gone out. You felt very lackluster, you felt very uninspired, and you're coming back to life again. That's what the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Cups together tell me. The lotus flowers are really jumping out at me also. So I feel like there's an awakening, there's a spiritual enlightenment, there's a connecting to the third eye that I'm feeling, intuitive messages. You're really opening up in a lot of different ways, a lot of different layers. The next card coming up for Sagittarius is the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands can indicate that some of you might have people that are trying to pull you down or discourage you or plant doubts in your head. And so Seven of Wands is like, don't engage, because the second you walk over to the ledge and start trying to talk to them, like talk down at them and explain to them, they're going to be able to hook you with their little sticks and pull you down or hit you or cause you harm. You don't need a distraction. Do not engage. These are not people who are coming in to understand you. They're coming in to push their way, push their opinion. This isn't going to be constructive conversation or communication. You don't have to pay it any mind. It's not your job to convince anybody of anything. Seven of Wands tells me if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep going. There's no need to be extra. Some of you have success coming in. Maybe you're doing really well on a project, or you're doing really well at work. And, Seven of Wands tells me, just keep doing what you're doing. There's no need to try to force it too much or make it even better. No need to be extra, okay? Anybody who wears makeup, maybe you can relate to this example. I don't know if you've ever had it, like where you're doing your eyeliner. Maybe you're doing the winged eyeliner. I, from time to time, really like going back to winged eyeliner. And sometimes you get it good and you're like, oh, but I just want it to be perfect. I'm just going to do a little extra. I'm just going to add a little bit more. And then that ruins it, right? Or that happens to me with mascara. Oh, that looks good, just a little bit more. And then that little bit more gets clumpy. Or the lashes all of a sudden stick together, right? It's like you don't have to push it so much. Right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Appreciate it for where it's at. That's another message that I get from the Seven of Wands from time to time. Also, be cautious of anybody trying to pick fights with you or stir drama or take your attention away from what you're doing. You don't need that crabs in a bucket energy. They see you crawling to the top and they want to grab you and yank you back down to the bottom. Just keep focused and keep doing what you're doing. The next card coming up here for Sagittarius is the Hermit. This is a major arcana card. So some of you have heard me say that when the major arcana cards come up, it's like you're coming into a significant chapter in your life. You're coming into a significant time in your life, a significant turning point. And these are the times when your angels and guides are going to be with you. They're going to be helping you through these transitions because this is something you came here to experience. It's something you came here to accomplish, something you came here to master. The Hermit card for me is also the stage of healing where you're just kind of lay back like the little caterpillar, right? The little caterpillar goes through and just gets all the nutrients and nutrition that it needs, and then it goes into its little cocoon, and all it does is rest. And in that process of resting, I'm sorry guys, my little poochie here. Sorry, for those of you who don't know, I recently rescued a shelter dog. And he still has nightmares, and the poor little baby. I can only imagine what he's been through. I've even pulled cards around his backstory, and I just, he's very attached. He doesn't leave my side. So if you hear little whimperings or snoring, I do apologize, but he is very glued to me. And so you guys just heard him having some kind of a dream. I do apologize for that, but bear with me here. Coming back to the little butterfly, right? Little caterpillar in the cocoon. All that caterpillar is doing is resting, and without any effort, without any exerting of energy, those wings begin to sprout. And that's what the Hermit makes me think of. It's like you've learned your lessons, you've had your awakening, you've had your realization, you've done your cleansing, your clearing, your purging, you've cut out the toxic people and situations from your life, and now you're just kind of in your zen, you're in your little sanctuary, and your wings are starting to sprout, right? That butterfly comes out of that cocoon and goes and flies off and sees places and sees things that the caterpillar could never even imagine or dream of. So this is like you're about to take flight. This is what these cards are telling me. Like, this is it. Like, prepare, you're about to take flight, and you're going to see things and you're going to experience things that you couldn't even have imagined before from when you were a little caterpillar, right? You're making that transition. And it's very beautiful. Sagittarius, you guys have had this ongoing theme over the past couple of, several weeks, I will say, couple of months maybe, that you guys are going through a really big breakthrough, a really big come up. And this reading is no different. This is really falling in line with the theme you guys have had lately. Some of you might be stepping into spiritual work or mentorship, or wanting to share your story and lead and guide others. I really do feel that. I also feel, oddly enough, being that you're watching a tarot reading, some of you might be feeling very called to traditional ministry. Maybe some of you are wanting to go to seminary. Maybe some of you are wanting to get made official in some other religion, I don't know, like becoming like a religious leader, a certified, ordained religious leader in whatever the religion is that you're feeling pulled towards or called towards. I know that might sound funny watching a tarot reading, and I know that I can seem like a bit of a contradiction, and that, sometimes I will bring up religious stories or stories from the Bible that Spirit brings to me during readings, because that was ingrained in me from childhood, And I don't think that, I don't know. I'm not going to get into what you should or shouldn't believe about the tarot and in religion. That's a whole nother topic. But I do feel some of you may be feeling as though you're feeling very called to teach or lead in some kind of traditional religion. Okay? And if that means that you're going to stop watching my readings, that's okay. I respect that. I understand that. You got to do you. You got to do what feels right to you. But I really do feel that some of you are feeling called in that direction. You may want to check out your... Oh, one more thing. Because this is the card associated with Virgo, if you have a Virgo placement, there could be really big positive changes happening for you in those houses or in that area of your life. You could be encountering a Virgo that is helping you tremendously or is very influential in the coming weeks and months. You may be beginning to see yourself in a new light. You may be encountering a person or a situation that's holding up a mirror to you and helping you to understand yourself better. I see that happen with the Hermit as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign, if this is none of those. Although in the weekly forecast, as I said, I don't focus on love too much, but the love readings for December are linked in the description. January love readings will be up soon. And then as far as the 2022 forecasts go, I've done 12-month forecasts for all the zodiac signs. They're all posted. I will have those linked in the description as well. You can schedule a private reading with me at calendly.com/amethystangelite. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you all a wonderful week, my dears. Happy holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate, whatever it is that you observe. Merry Christmas for those of you observing Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.